So, Mary, I just clicked on your asked unmute.
Yeah, I'm going to read what I put in the chat. And it goes back to the survey question, that there have been surveys created by DPH for Aliso Canyon, and we as CAG have asked for the results of those surveys and have not received the information. We do not have confidence that the survey responses will be disclosed and that there'll be transparency about the respondents to the survey. What if there are less than 25 respondents to the survey on the website? How can that be an adequate representation of the community? There is really no transparency, and this contributes to the community mistrust. And most of us on CAG understand how surveys work. Most of us have administratively constructed them, so we know how they work. And to rely on, to have us, or to be told that we need to rely on this information and trust this is just, again, it contributes to the serious and ongoing mistrust of this whole process. And I'd like to reiterate what Brian said about the committees. The committees have been dismissed, and we vocalized our concerns about the cancer, and the issues with the cancer subcommittee. We understand how the USC cancer studies work, and we vocalized our concern about the fact that it had such a narrow focus and could not give us the information that was important for the community to have. And I will defer to other CAG members about this, but to say that this was all CAG, that we somehow said no to the study or anything like that is really misrepresentational of what the actual issue was. And that is that the USC cancer research could not do the cancer research in the way that it needed to be done for this specific blowout. And they were going to use all of LA County, or at least all of LA City, as the control group. Well, how can that work? So again, we as CAG, most of us understand these kinds of things. Most of us have had administrative experience with really understanding these kinds of things, statistics, and et cetera. And it is very, very disappointing to be treated this way by Department of Public Health, that we just need to stand by and trust. We don't trust, because we didn't get the information to be able to trust. And so we repeatedly asked for that information. We are still asking for that information, and we are still not receiving it. So,
thanks, Mary. Andrew, thanks for your patience. You're up.
Yeah, sure. So Mary hit most of the topics regarding the cancers subcommittee. I'll just, if I can put a bow on it, it's quite simply for the public to know that the CAG members we felt it inappropriate and it was unacceptable to use a control group of the entire county. Because everyone on this call knows how much oil and gas infrastructure is in the entire county. That was not acceptable. To further that, we asked the USC folks, and Craig, you can just nod your head if I get this right or wrong. Over the course of all the years that they have done studies using the county as the group, they have only found one time an elevated cancer issue in one community. One time only. That is not a logical conclusion, having all this infrastructure here. So I just want to be very clear for the public. We understand the issue. We had very specific, I'll just use them, demands on how the study was going to be done, needed to be done. USC could not deliver, not within their parameters. The only way is for that study to be done and paid for as part of the larger study. And we still, of course, think that is a very critical path that needs to be explored. So that's my comment on the cancer subcommittee. Regarding the GMP in general, trying to be unbiased and just read the goals and priorities sections, I would not pull out of there that this group is looking for a researcher to study the people. That this language in here does not reflect that. That is point blank and period. And it makes me so upset to be, in essence, have this group, the community included, like patted on the head about providing our input, providing our this, providing our that. We have said these things for over a year, and we are still having to say them because they are not being represented in the documents that DPH is providing as they try to move forward. They are our concerns, the community's concerns, the community's input, the community's demands, all the things we kept talking about that you want. They are not reflected in this document. They aren't. And to come back and say, well, we'll take it back and we'll look at it and it's just a draft. My point is this draft is half-assed because we've been telling you this information for months and months and months. This should have been a lot stronger, in my opinion. And there should have been verbiage that indicated that the number one goal of the community is to have the people study. But that's like the biggest goal by a mile. And that does not come through in this document at all.
So thanks, Andrew. And I do want to just close the loop on the cancer. Maybe not close the loop. Maybe it's reopening something. But it sounds like we're talking about the USC study of which DPH can't necessarily control.